Good morning. It is the feast day of the Immaculate Heart of Mary, and we had First Friday yesterday, but it's not First Saturday today. So people are confused by that, I think, but it happens from time to time. So I think the last line of the gospel is why it was chosen for today's feast day. And his mother kept all these things in her heart. Now, I mentioned yesterday on the solemnity of the Sacred Heart of Jesus, this idea of our heart. And our heart is the seat of our emotions. Our heart is the core of our being. And, we give our heart away, don't we? Or we can have, if you will, we can have our heart stolen from us, even. And so Mary's love for Jesus is occupying her heart, right? Now, we have to remember something. We have to go all the way back to Jesus' birth and the circumstances of his birth and what happened very shortly after his birth. Herod puts a death sentence on Jesus. Remember that? Remember all the children around Bethlehem being slaughtered? And why are they all being slaughtered? They're looking to kill Jesus. I know this may not be what you want to meditate on this morning, but don't you think that's in Mary's mind her whole life? You think she forgot that? So here he's gone missing, right? You can just imagine the weight of the words when she says, "Your father and I have been looking for you with great anxiety." And all these things in her heart. And what Mary knew about our Lord's passion and how that was going to unfold and all of those things, we don't know. But what we know is that a sword will pierce your heart was a prophecy that was given to her when she presented Jesus in the temple at 8 days old, right? And we have the image of the Immaculate Heart of Mary, and it has a sword piercing it, right? And I've talked a number of times about the month of June. For Christians, the month of June is the month of martyrs and the month of the Sacred Heart of Jesus and the month of the Immaculate Heart of Mary. And Mary's not a martyr in the sense that she was killed, but Mary is a martyr in the sense that her heart was pierced. And so we celebrate that now. When we bring ourselves before the Blessed Sacrament, when we bring ourselves before the crucifix, make my heart like unto thine, right? You've all said that or heard that. And we contemplate these things in our heart. All of it. All of it. I think in some respects I can say to you all, a sword will pierce your heart. That's the nature of this. That's the nature of this life. Does that mean that, it seems that I've had a theme recently of saying this, does that mean that our lives are void of joy and peace and patience and kindness because a sword pierced our heart? Of course not. And all that, again, contributes to bringing ourselves before the throne of God and meditating on these things in our heart. Today we remember the Immaculate Heart of Mary. We remember this journey through this world. And I'll just give you a few words of just the way it is, And this isn't, St. Paul, when he writes his letter to Timothy, he's not thinking of the 21st century particularly. He's just pointing out this fact about humanity. A time will come when people will not tolerate sound doctrine. That should break our heart. That should pierce our heart. A time will come when people will not tolerate sound doctrine. They will follow their own desires. They will accumulate teachers. They will quit listening to the truth. They will be diverted by myths. What month are we in? The month of martyrs. We're also in a month where people have quit listening to sound doctrine, and a sword will pierce your heart. And we should be both joyful and humbly sorrowful as we unite our heart to the Immaculate Heart of Mary.